I'm Connor Northrup. I'm joined by UFC middleweight Jack Hermansson, who is coming off a first round finish heel hook with Kelvin Gastelum this past weekend, UFC plus 30, or ESPN 30. What's up, Jack? How you doing?
I'm doing good, my man. How are you doing?
Good.
Same.
Few days removed now from the fight. I mean, just what's kind of the feeling now that you're back home and were able to accomplish what you did?
It's great, man. It really feels good. I was on a good streak before the Cannonier fight, and then a hiccup there in Copenhagen, and to be back on the winning column again, it feels great.
Yeah. What was like that whole experience like too? Because like you just said, your journey kind of to there, but just I guess the destination itself, just Fight Island, that obviously had its own obstacles, and then to come out with the way you did, I mean, a quick finish like that, I mean, it couldn't have gone probably much better for you.
No, exactly. Both a quick finish, no injuries, and yeah, first round basically. It was awesome, and I'm super happy with the results. You always go in there, ready for a full fight and a war. But when you're best with a quick fight and a healthy body, and yeah, you don't have that to take that time off to recover or anything. You can just slowly get back into training and keep it going and stay ready.
Yeah. Just going off of that too, I mean, it almost seemed like almost like picture perfect for you. How'd you see this fight going in? I mean, did you see like going, all three rounds? Like how were you kind of picturing it in your head beforehand?
The thing is that you have so many scenarios and you're kind of ready for them all. So I like to think about a hard, tough, full round, all the rounds, just to prepare yourself mentally. But at the same time, I'm thinking about 100 different finishes and all the situations. So if I recognize anything of it, I'm gonna be ready and take it. And actually, the heel hook finish was just like I knew if I end up on bottom, I'm going there directly. So we also drilled it a little bit, and we knew that he likes to keep his pressure forward and to post up like a tripod. So we knew that there would be openings for a heel hook entry there.
Yeah. And you actually had one attempt that he got out of. Were you surprised that he kind of fell back into it seemed like a very similar situation to the first time?
Yeah, the thing was that he probably thought that all right, this was so dangerous, right? Because he slipped out of it right away, and he wanted to keep the top control and probably ride out some time there and make some damage, right? And
Mhm.
I can understand that, but the wise choice would have been to disengage, of course, looking at it now. But I can understand he was just like kicking out and just like, all right, this was nothing. I could do it again probably, but he couldn't.
Yeah. And obviously, like you have a great record inside the UFC, the win over Ronaldo Souza as well. But where does this win? Does it? I mean, is this the top of the list for you?
I feel like this is top three. The Sosa win was incredible because it was on short notice in such a great name. Sosa was ranked, I think he was ranked number three when I fought him, and I was just going in there so happy to get that opportunity. And it was such a tough fight into the fifth round, all five rounds, and a hard fought fight that I was very proud of to win. So that's my number one. And then I dislocated my rib against Thales Latis, and the pain I had to go through in that fight also was something so that I carry with me. And this fight, of course, I think that's my top three.
Yeah. And with the Souza win too, you said that was kind of like a last minute too. You stepped in. I mean, maybe you're finding something here with these these last minute fights.
Yeah, yeah, true. This one, of course, this was a change of opponent, but I still had a solid amount of time to prepare for this one. So I felt like we had everything done here. Sosa was more like I had prepared for it in my mind, but not so much in training.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, like, what was that like too? Because I think I had read online that you had been training since like I think it was like almost like March or something. So like, what was that like too to have to? I mean, just that long of a training camp. Like, I mean, were you dealing with a lot of stuff as far as like maybe just like little minor like injuries and stuff like that? Like what was kind of the adversity that you had to face in that?
Yeah, definitely. It was tough because the situation was so unwise there in the beginning of the year, and you didn't know if you were gonna fight, and they said like, we're gonna make it happen, we're gonna make it happen, but I was just I'm not sure if it's gonna happen, and suddenly they said no, it's not happening, and then you get a little bit of a low, you thought that all right, I lost this fight. When will it happen again? And then you hear the rumors about Fight Island, and you get some hope. And then I got Kelvin, and I was just like, yes, even better fight, and everything went to the right way. So it was some up and downs, and as you mentioned, of course, there's always something happening in training camp, right? So
Yeah.
I definitely dealt with some issues, but I was very healthy coming into the fight.
Yeah. And I know you mentioned that you were happy that you ended up getting Kelvin, and then I know you were pretty upfront in your post-fight interview too about how you kind of saw the division playing out too, not only for yourself but a couple of the guys in those top spots. But is Weidman is that a guy that interests you anymore, or are you kind of past that?
No, we might fight someday. I don't know, but and he's of course the former champ, and there's like nothing easy about him at all. But it's just like I want that fight that takes me closer to the title, and I don't feel like he do that. So does that. So that's why I'm not looking towards him right now.
Yeah. And I know you said that you're already kind of looking forward to watching this Whitaker Till fight, obviously, but have you heard anything about, like, I mean, I know you're only a couple of days removed from the fight, so maybe just breathe a little bit, but have you heard anything about maybe like future plans or anything like that?
No, nothing at all yet. But I think that I'm gonna keep my eyes on the fight on this weekend, and depending on what's happening, we'll make a call to the UFC after that and see what they think.
Yeah. And I know you said you had a long camp for this one too. I mean, training since March. When would you like to get back, or are you kind of trying to maybe just take it a little slow and just kind of see how things play out?
Yeah, but if the right fight presents itself, I'm ready whenever, So preferably, I would love to fight, pretty soon.
Yeah.
Because my body is good, I'm in shape, so I can kind of just continue riding that wave, and hopefully the right fight comes.
Yeah. And I saw too that you have a YouTube channel that, I mean, I think you just recently started that too. What kind of made you do that? I mean, I kind of like just being like a reporter but also a fan too. I mean, I love that behind the scenes stuff. Like that's not stuff you always get to see. So what kind of made you decide to do something like that?
The thing was that we had a documentary and we did one season of it, and we sold it, and then we didn't make we couldn't sell another season of it, and we felt like, man, it was too good. The first
Yeah.
season was too good. We need to make this happen. And I talked to the photographer that was with me for that documentary, and he was up for it. So just like, yeah, let's do this. Let's try to create a YouTube channel and make some content to follow my journey. So it's recently started. So I hope that everybody's watching gonna check it out. Just search on Jack Hermansson on YouTube, and you will find it.
Yeah. 'Cause, I mean, a trip to Fight Island, I feel like that sells itself. Just
And more content is coming, and we have some good behind the scenes stuff that's gonna come out. So
Yeah. And obviously, like a YouTube channel too. I mean, in this sport too, it's a lot about building a brand too. That the athletes, it more goes into it than just the fighting. But to have the YouTube channel and then get a win over Gastelum too. I mean, could that be much better time for this channel to kind of come out with the hype of this win behind you?
yeah, exactly. I think that's a great start, and I feel like this is something that I can enjoy as well, and I have somebody that's helping me to put the content out there. It's not always easy in between training and find the interesting content. You just feel like, oh, it's just another selfie. It's not fun for people to watch, but this is some proper content. So I'm proud of presenting that. So hopefully people will like it.
Yeah, the quality is great. I was gonna ask you too, like who was filming it, but I know you said before it was the same photographer from the documentary. So, but
Yes, that
yeah, you can
shout
tell
out.
it's high quality. Yeah. And then in one of the videos too, I was watching, you talked a lot about like the truce that you have with your cornerman and everything. I know they showed in the broadcast too. One of
Yeah,
them finally got to take you down as soon as you won.
yeah.
Have your coaches been able to get more revenge on you since then?
Oh man, he's bothering me all the time, man. And on the plane home, and I got like skin burn on my foot after a fight, and he was like immediately stepping on it, and he's trying to do everything he can to pay back. So it's always like this. It has been like this for all of the years, and it's pretty fun actually. So, but yeah, I know that I have to watch out after my fights.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if one of them would like pop out during the interview or not either. But for you too, just like when I was like, kind of watching those videos too, I couldn't help but think like, what's it like kind of being in those rooms too? Because you are quarantined and everything. Like, I mean, like what kind of goes on there? Like, I mean, do you get like really bored, like just kind of sitting there, not really having a choice? Like, what was that kind of experience like?
I'm pretty good with having it calm and easy, especially when I have a fight going on, because then I can stay relaxed. If I didn't have a fight, it would have been the most boring thing in the world. But when you have a fight, you kind of like that to prepare yourself mentally, relax a little bit, watch some series or a movie, stretch, a little bit of breathing, a little bit of yoga. It was good, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. What did you think of like? I mean, we're hearing different accounts from kind of a lot of people at Fight Island. What was your take from Fight Island?
Fight Island was cool, extremely professional, and super safe, super fluid. The UFC did a great job, but it's not there's nothing there. There is no people. If I would have been there when there was no COVID, I would have gone to a theme park or something. But they were closed. So it's just like if you go outside, you burn to death in 10 minutes. So you basically have to just stay inside, and yeah, there's nothing to do. So, but
Yeah.
it didn't bother me too much, because when I have a fight, I usually spend a lot of time at the hotel anyway, because I don't want to get too much impressions and so on. So it worked out well for me, but yeah, I'm super happy they did it. But yeah, it's not the funniest place in the world right now, anyway.
Yeah.
It's just a
Now,
fight hell. That's it.
yeah. And my follow-up question to that is, just say everything does go well with the Whitaker Till fight, and you're still healthy. By that point, I mean, I'm assuming the answer to this, but I'm sure you're okay with going back to Fight Island.
Definitely, I'm up for it, man. I'm so grateful that the UFC is just having it, and that they got the opportunity. Imagine that. I didn't fought since September, and if they didn't make this happen, who knows who long it could have been. So I'm super happy that they can make this happen, and they're just like pouring on events now, and so many great fights, and it's great for us, it's great for the fans, it's great for everybody. So definitely, I'm up to go back and have that fight.
Yeah. Now, it's amazing too to see what the UFC has done in this too, because you figure they've been going since May 9th, and a lot of the other bigger MMA promotions like Bellator too, like they're just coming back this Friday. So it's like you think about it, just the fact that UFC was so far ahead too, and I mean like I now know too like NBA and stuff is starting back up, but like I guess the Bundesliga and then they were going around when I think the UFC was, but it's kind of crazy just to see how they've been able to do all this.
Yeah, definitely. They really made it happen, and in such a way as well, right? This Fight Island thing really
Yeah.
got a own hype that people were just looking forward to that event so much. So yeah, amazing job.
Yeah. Were you expecting like an actual like island like everyone else,
Yeah,
like cage on the beach?
definitely. You're just like, all right, this is gonna be a Caribbean island or something. Then it's like, what, Abu Dhabi, and still people don't like only the hardcore fans know that they had events there before. It's nothing new at all.
Yeah.
It's just like they have several events there before, but not many people knows that, you know. So it works out. So, but yeah, it doesn't matter as long as they have fights. I'm super happy.
Yeah, yeah, it was funny, like just seeing like the casual fans talk about it too, because they're like Fight Island, and you're like, well, it's actually just like Abu Dhabi,
Yeah.
and they're like, well, we're calling it Fight Island, so everyone's calling it Fight Island now, so
Exactly.
forever, yeah. All right, well, Jack, before I let you go, anything you'd like to add?
No, man. I just hope that everybody follows my channels, Jack the Joker MMA on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and Jack Hermansson on YouTube.
All right, Jack Hermansson, everybody, thank you so much, Jack, for taking the time to join me, and I wish you the best.
Thank you so much for having me, man. Pleasure.